Man, what a year it has been in 2025. So far, it's not even over. But what a year it has been in the kingdom of Bunjie for the Bunjie Battalion. By my calculations, so far in 2025, 3 bears for me and Genevieve in 2 different countries.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Good work.
Oh, that is a nice bear. Look at that. 5 deer over 3 different states, 1 on public ground. Pretty cool. 1 Russian boar using 5 different crossbows. Can you imagine that? I never thought we'd have that kind of diversity here in the kingdom of Bunjie with all that different gear. And that's why this video is going to show you all the cool gear that we used, all the hits and misses, what worked, what did not work here in the kingdom of Bunjie so far this year. Let's start with hit number 1. These are the good things, right? These are the things that worked this year. Swagger broadheads, baby. The swahackers, right? The good old number 251. I'm still using these. They don't make them anymore, but the number 243 is exactly the same thing. These broadheads are so good that I will be doing a video down the road again, only about the swahackers, right? Just to try and show you what great broadheads these are. I don't get anything from swahacker to say this. I'm just telling you that that's been my experience, and we've been using them for years now and really, really love them. I get criticized. People are like, well, you don't test other broadheads. Well, why would I test other broadheads? Why? How could they be better? Look at the performance that we've had deer after deer, bear after bear with these just this year. I'll go through each one of them, right? We'll go through Genevieve's wild boar, all of these different animals. Look at blood trail after blood trail.
What a slice.
Just in 2025. Why would I look at other broadheads? Why? I'm not going to. I do have a little bit more coming on this topic as the year wraps up here. There's more stuff underway, and it's a pretty exciting time to be a crossbow hunter. It's a real exciting time to be a friend of Bunjie. I'm telling you, we got more and more stuff coming your way. It's going to be fantastic. You can get a coupon code for the number 243. It's the same thing as the 251. It's just a different color. Go ahead and do it. You know you want to. Go ahead and do it. Come on. The twins really like it, right? That's why I'm wearing this shirt. The twins really like the swahackers, but every other crossbow that we use really, really likes the swahackers. The Bunjie Battalion, all of them, the entire arsenal of Bunjie's crossbows, all like the swahackers. Yours will too. One of the changes to the basement here by the crossbow workbench where I get all my work done down here, but I've gone and hung up all of the crossbows. Check that out. So I can hang them up, and that way I get them out of the way. Got an extra hook or two here too. Hanging right there, the slick black Cadillac. Even got its own t-shirt. Check it out. Check it out. Again, the t-shirt celebrating each member of the Bunjie Battalion, including the slick black Cadillac. Speaking of hits, look at that. That is a coral snake arrow, a Death by Bunjie exclusive. Ooh. Because I made it, right? Kind of proud of that. I actually made these arrows. They are Black Eagle Executioners, right? That's the shaft. I cut them down to 19 inches for the SWAT X1 so that the 3-inch swahacker would be protected within the stirrup. A really good setup. I really, really liked it. The swahacker broadhead, of course, 150 grainer. Black Eagle vanes, I do like those. These are the Q2Is, which are low profile, but work great in the SWAT. SWAT doesn't need a lot of correction or anything like that. Worked really, really well. D-Power Nock. Talk about that in a second. 110 grain insert. So the overall weight of this, I think, was like 480, something like that, 489 with the nock installed, everything else. And I shot about 367, I think is what I got. A little on the slow side, but the arrows themselves performed perfectly. Now, I do have to get some new glue. I do have a new package of glue for my upcoming arrow builds because the vanes were coming off of these. And the one that I actually use, we have this guy right here with no vanes, and that's because they came off in the deer. The next hit that I want to tell you about is Tideweed. Tideweed's kind of a sponsor of Death by Bunjie now. They've been sending me stuff. I've been trying it out. I've been giving you my honest opinion 100%. And I can tell you that I really, really like the gear that I've tried. We started with some hunting blinds. I got a chance to use that with One-Eyed Archer, friend of Bunjie Jim, on his family farm. And man, it worked fantastic. Lots of room, 270 degrees of visibility. I can see to my right and to my left as those deer are coming. And in fact, it worked so well this year that I was able to be concealed enough to break down all of my gear. And then when I realized the deer was coming, I was able to set all my gear back up and still get a great shot, both the camera shot and with the crossbow. But that blind worked fantastic. They've sent me some other stuff to test out too, another blind that I hope to use either in the late season or set up for next year. But the big hit this year for me has been the heated clothes. Now, if you're getting older like me, or if you lose some weight like I did this year, and you feel like you're just gonna get cold no matter what you do, look at heated clothes. It really has been a game changer for me. And I don't say game changer an awful lot on Death by Bunjie. You don't really hear me talk about things that are game changers. But for me, my heated clothes have really changed the way I hunt in the late season. In fact, I was kind of the last few years not even hunting in the later seasons. But this year, I really don't feel all that intimidated by the cold weather. I'm able to get out there. I shot a deer, as you know, in the snow. It was snowing and everything. And for the most part, I sat right there on the ground and didn't even get cold. I now have a heated seat to accompany me out there as well. So I really, really do have, I think, a really good strategy going forward thanks to Tideweed. Check out heated clothes. That's a big deal. Another big deal this year, big hit for me, was Guard Pro cameras. Now, Guard Pro is another sponsor of Death by Bunjie now. They have sent me some cameras for me to use and review, and I'm still using them, and I still have a subscription, thanks to their willingness to support Death by Bunjie. I really, really do appreciate it. Did a bunch of videos on that. I've shared some pictures on the Facebook page as well. And you can get discounts for those cameras right here on Death by Bunjie using the coupon codes in the description. But it's really kind of changed the way that I look at the cameras as well, because before this I never really could afford or used one of those cell cameras, and all of a sudden now Genevieve and I've got pictures right on our phone, and the quality is fantastic. The pictures that I've shared, and the pictures I'll share with you right now, are not specially requested HD photos or anything like that. They're just the ones that came with the regular plan that I have. So I really, really am liking that. And in fact, Genevieve was able, when I was hunting one night, Genevieve was able to actually look on the camera at dusk, watch does in the field while I was hunting. Had I shot one, she would have been able to see me take the shot and everything, which is pretty cool. So I'm kind of hooked on these cell cameras, and I think you'll see more from Guard Pro going forward. A definite hit in my book. Now I'm almost getting ready to go to the misses, right? The things that stumbled or failed on my hunts, on my crossbow journey in 2025. And the Maxview Certus was on that list. My first reviews of that were a little bit skeptical. This is a scope that I had high hopes for, just like everybody else who was waiting on this scope. The rollout of this was a real stumbling block for Maxview Optics. It took a while for them to get that out to us. And then eventually it's released in October when I've already started hunting. I'd already killed some deer and everything else, and you're already using those tools that you worked on all summer. And then all of a sudden they release this scope, but I'm kind of in a situation where I've got to review it because it's new crossbow technology that I'm really looking forward to. I can't not review it. I can't turn a blind eye to it. At first I didn't like it. I was pretty disappointed. But I got to tell you now, I got two of them. I'm going to do a whole separate video on the Certus scope because I really, really do like it. Now killed a deer with it on public ground. And a scope like this, a range-finding scope with a remote. There is a remote right here. And I got it right on there with two-sided tape, the automotive tape. Man, it just stays right on there perfect, right where I want my finger on it. These scopes are a hit for 2025, a hit for the Bunjie Battalion, 100%. I got to tell you that. That's 100% my current belief on this. The biggest problem that I had with it was I thought this one was a dud. I thought this one was having problems because it wouldn't automatically shut off. If the manual is very clear that it should automatically shut off after like 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And it never did. And every day I'd come down here, my battery was dead. And then the remote battery was dead because of that, of leaving it on. Every single friend of Bunjie who I talked to has one of these scopes had exactly the same experience. It does not automatically shut off despite what it says in the manual. You have to shut it off. And if you do, it works great. Since then, I've turned it off every time, turn it back on when I go hunting, turn it off when I'm done, and the batteries are just fine. It's fantastic. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. Beyond that, it functions exactly as it's supposed to, exactly as advertised. What more do you want? And check these out, huh? We got some scope covers from Wyvern Creations. Another hit for 2025 and every other year of my crossbow journey. But Wyvern Creations makes these scope covers you can throw on here. Pretty cool, huh? I love the fluorescent orange stuff. I really like black. I really do. But I also really like the fluorescent orange stuff for stuff like this that you take off and you might leave in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Overall, 100%. Max View Certus, got 2 of them now. That says an awful lot. Paid for both of these. I had to buy both of them, but I can tell you both of them hits for 2025. The only question going forward is whether I need more of these or whether I'm going to switch out the SWAT X1 for a different crossbow going forward. And there's only one way to find out the answer to that. There's only one way, and that's to keep watching Death by Bunjie. Make sure you subscribe. Well, what do you think of this crossbow? When we talk about hits, we should talk about the individual crossbows, the individual members of the Bunjie Battalion. Now, shouldn't we? Of course we should. This is the sweet little sister. And you'll notice the t-shirt, huh? A sweet little sister t-shirt. T-shirts for each crossbow, each member of the Bunjie Battalion, down below each of the videos on YouTube. If you're a Ravin guy, you probably want a sweet little sister crossbow t-shirt, don't you? And if you're a Black Widow guy, check those t-shirts out as well, huh? But the R26X, the newest member of the Bunjie Battalion, I picked this up just because I like the Black Widow so much, and I like the R29X so much. But this one, the nice thing about this crossbow is the fit and feel. Holy cow, it's so small, so compact. And I found a good use for my Burris Oracle X slickers that I use, and I still use a Burris Oracle X on range-finding scope on Bunjie. But these slickers, I have a smaller one here that I bought for this smaller version of the Hawk Zoom FFP scope, right? This is an XB30 Zoom FFP, not your regular XB30. This one has a zoom feature, okay? So you can just turn this dial and it's actually zooming, but not affecting the accuracy. I can zoom out to 2, I can zoom in to 8, and I shoot 7 or 8, 6 to 8, somewhere in there a lot. Hawk reached out to me and asked me to review this scope. And initially I was like, yeah, I'll look at it. But man, I was skeptical. I did not expect to like this scope. I was able to kill a deer with this combination, this setup, and this crossbow, the R26X, a definite hit as far as Death by Bunjie is concerned. You're going to see more of the R26X and the R29X on Death by Bunjie. That's just the way it is. Boom! Just like that, I changed my t-shirt to the Black Widow t-shirt because we're talking about the Black Widow, the R29X now, aren't we? It was very accurate for me on 2 different deer. I killed one around 20 yards. I killed a second deer with this crossbow and scope combination at 36 yards, something like that. And both of those deer worked out phenomenally. I really have no complaints. The big thing is that both of those deer, it disabled them on the spot. Both of those deer, I killed them. It blew out the opposite shoulder like a rifle shot. It's not a rifle. It's not a rifle. I get that. But man, the energy that this possesses is so much greater than every other crossbow that I've used. I'm not saying it's the most powerful crossbow on the planet or anything like that, but it certainly is phenomenal. The Hawk XB30 Zoom FFP and the R29X, both hits for the Bunjie Battalion in 2025. I do love those D-Power nocks. I really, really do. I like the price point. I like the fact that they offer different fun options. Worked great accuracy-wise out of the SWAT X1, and they are a great nock for the 60-yard backyard. However, it came off and disappeared when I shot my deer. I've never had that issue with a Burt Coyote Luminox. People had complained that these nocks, because they have this little switch built into them, that switch gets caught on a deer, gets caught on the hide, gets caught on the bone, something like that, and it can turn turn that switch off, because what happens is you pull the switch down to turn it on, and then when it's going through the deer, it'll pull that switch up and turn it off. It doesn't take an awful lot of pressure to do it, which is one of the nice things about these nocks. They turn on and off pretty easily. Like, you turn it on, but you can turn it off real easy too. Burr Coyote has been a long-time favorite of mine, the Burr Coyote Luminock. You can get a discount code for that as well. And that's only because Burr Coyote works with me. They've really been good to Death by Bunjie over the years and gave us that coupon code. And I really, really think I'm going to stick with the Burr Coyotes going forward on any of the crossbows that are Burr Coyote Luminock friendly. And speaking of lighted nocks, the Hydra, right? The Excalibur Hybrid X. Great crossbow. It's a hit for 2025, a hit for Excalibur in my opinion, but no lighted nock, right? It's got its own special nock. It's got its own arrows that they want you to use, the Diablos, they're the 18 inchers, but a special nock, but no lighted nock. So it could not join me in the woods. I'm waiting on that lighted nock. I hope that's a winner, but for right now, the lack of a lighted nock is a miss for Excalibur. I look forward to hunting with this crossbow next year. Man, I hate to end this video on a dull note about the misses. I kind of should have started with the stuff that didn't work first, right? But nonetheless, hopefully you got a kick out of this video. And it's a work in progress, like everything else on Death by Bunjie. It is a crossbow journey. It is not a destination. So this stuff will evolve as we go forward. We still have the late season, the late crossbow season coming up. And I still have a doe tag to fill this year. So there's more Death by Bunjie action coming. My goal is to kind of go out and scout a little bit on state game lands, videos coming on that, but also sort of pick out some spots and maybe get it done again in the late season. What crossbow will I use? One of the twins? We shall see. Speaking of the twins though, the Certus scope, that will definitely be one of the upcoming videos here. I'm going to keep doing videos about that Certus scope as I learn more about it, as I use it and get more comfortable with it. Until next time, all hail Bunjie.